The Ice Queen. My loneliness is a soft kind of pain, but it is safe. It sits on my chest like the weight of a baby elephant, sometimes heavy, sometimes uncomfortable, but familiar. I know its shape, the way it shifts, the warmth of it. Sometimes it nudges me awake with that ridiculous furry little trunk, and I can't help but smile. Sometimes I wrap my arms around its bulbous tummy. That furry trunk drapes over me like it belongs there, and I hold it close like an anchor, my strange, soft, heavy little companion. It reminds me who I am. It is my story. It has become my home. Not a palace, but a humble place of comfort with frayed curtains that protect me from the harsh sun and faded sheets where I lay down to rest, and a worn down blanket that softly keeps me warm. I think of a powerful lion with a thick, puffy head, a regal mane as he roams the lush green forest, open meadows, and streaming brooks. The smaller animals scatter to clear the path of His Majesty. As he struts, he moves with his belly protected, hovering close to the earth, his fierce muscular limbs shielding what is most vulnerable. But after roaming the forest, he retreats to his cave, his safe place, to lie down, to expose the soft pelt of the underbelly, to surrender into sleep. That is an act of absolute trust and laying down his defenses. Stepping outside my cave is what terrifies me. Betrayal cuts differently because it arrives only after I've opened the door. My vulnerability can become a weapon in someone else's hands. The disarming fear of abused love is real. Letting a new person into my life means granting them access. The pain that another person can inflict is sharp, like a newly forged samurai sword. The cut is clean and precise, like a red silk scarf floating in the wind, landing softly against a sharp blade, neatly severed and sectioned into scrap pieces and no longer whole. The terrifying fear of losing yet another ghost limb. This is what feels like to try to open up to romantic love. And somewhere inside me is the fear that the sword will come in the night, dressed in black, the face of a person who I never really knew, covered in a black mask to injure me. That someone will skin me alive, rip away my mane while I sleep, and the cruelest part will be knowing I was the one who foolishly invited them into my sanctuary. Gave them the address. I unlocked the door to show them where I sleep. My time of slumber is my pause on my vigilant guard, and that's when I could be defeated. And I showed them my hand and gave away my tail at the poker table. The lion keeps his claws unsheathed, and I armor myself. I hide behind relentless, unwavering standards, holding a small red swatch beside every word, every action, comparing everything for the slightest shade of danger. I scan endlessly for the red flag before it has the chance to wound me. Scarlet, crimson, vermilion, ruby, garnet. The color analysis is my game, and I am a star player. I'll outbitch any disrespect. I'll shut a door and pour cement over it to create a wall where the opening used to be. I'll entomb any mistakenly granted access. It is true, my icy exterior can give freezer burns. I'd rather be seen as cold than be made a fool. However, people mistake my icy exterior for a frozen heart. That assessment is just half the story, and most people don't deserve to know the rest. I keep the rest of the story pages to myself, and they are fiercely protected. However, the quieter truth is my heart is not a concrete, geometric, crystallized, cool down Rubik's Cube arrangement of water droplets, and it is anything but pure ice. It is fire contained beneath cold steel. Inside its seemingly impenetrable armor, it is a nuclear explosion of anger, grief, longing, and love compressed into impossible heat. The lava moves slowly, but it is scorching. Anyone reckless enough to reach inside without care would be burned. The armor isn't hiding an empty heart, though. It's protecting one that still burns, and in that heat is a universe emerging. And like the MGM lion, this heart of mine roars fiercely and will roar beyond my last breath.